Hey guys, it's your girl Najaam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are setting up here, so don't mind me. Ooh. I know I always do that, but we gotta make sure. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hello, Goner. Welcome, welcome. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys come on in and I'll get my sounds together. So I'm super excited to talk about attachments. Hello, Vincent. Alright. So we're starting at 5. I'm going to start at 5 with a whole bunch of stuff. So. I hope you guys having a great day. It's Friday, thank God. I'm so happy it's Friday. Hello, Alana. Hello, Johan. Hey. I know, it's going crazy with the music. Do not worry. There we go. Okay, I hope you guys have a pen and paper, pen and notebook, because you're going to take extremely notes on this topic today. I am Najaam Lee. This is your first time joining me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a few announcements I'm going to make before we dive into this topic today. I'm super excited to do that. So I'm just finding something that we can zen out to a bit. Yeah. So, ooh, maybe this will sound good. Let's hoping. Hoping. This is always the biggest part for me, but that's okay. So welcome, guys. Hi. Hope you guys having an awesome Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome. I am Najaam Lee. If you're just coming in, it is about 5 p.m. right now. And before we dive in, I'm going to do some announcements, introductions, good stuff of that nature. And welcome. And yeah, so let's get into it. I want to let you guys know about my upcoming workshop, which is the meditation workshop. It is going to be on Thursday, February 28th. Thank you for the hearts. Thursday, February 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are on sale now. You want to RSVP your seat. Hold your seat today because the space we're using is limited, okay? So first come, first serve. That's just how it goes. And so I want you to hold your seat. this meditation workshop is going to be a practical live with me. It's a one-time live that I'm doing where I'm going to be discussing insights and processes of what global masters have used to get clarity, peace, enlightenment, healing, and so much more in their lives through the practice of meditation. So the first part of our workshop is going to be all about the info, the knowledge, and everything like that. And then another part of it will be the practical. So it all encompasses together. And I'm super excited to share that with you guys. It is a one-time live I'm doing, and I would love for you to be there. So sign up today after this. The link is in the description box. You'll see it says sign up for How to Meditate Simple workshop. And I'm really, really happy to those that have already signed up. I can't wait to see you. This is going to be face-to-face, so for me to see you as well as you see me in this workshop. Thank you for the hearts and the love. I love it so much. And this is going to help you to learn not only meditation, but what you're doing when you meditate and how to meditate, so that it becomes a part of your life and lifestyle, right? How to implement it, because this is an important tool that is healing, that is transformational, and helps you to attain enlightenment, understanding, and also your true self. And so if you're on a spiritual journey, it's for anyone that's on a spiritual journey. It's for those that's curious about meditation. It's for those that probably are already practicing and will just love to practice even more and learn even more. And this is for also people who travel, probably been all over the world, or you love to travel, and how to take this with you. But especially if you're on a spiritual journey, if you're on a spiritual journey, you should be meditating. If you are not meditating, you've got to take this class so that this is implemented. This is one of the golden keys in understanding yourself. Okay? So the link is below, and I can't wait to meet you. All right? What else? Okay, so we did that. Next thing I want to talk about is my spiritual life coaching program. It is, well, my makeup is all over the place. It is going to be in the description box below. And the spiritual life coaching program is for those that are looking for a teacher, a guide, and really understanding their blueprint, really understanding their path, really understanding who they are. I am just a guide. And I am very, very grateful to those that have signed up so far for this program. It's a 6-month program. It's a serious program. It is for those that are on a spiritual journey and are serious about their spiritual journey, that they want to really dive through the rabbit hole and really come out on the other side of really understanding and knowing thyself, right? To know thyself is to know why you are here, and to understand why you are here is a way of uplifting yourself into the next level of your journey, right? We're just not here frivolously, just frivolously. There are things going on. And so for those that are awakening or are awakening and feel the need for a guide, a teacher, in guiding them into themselves, into this self-discovery, I offer a 6-month program called Spiritual Lifestyle Program, Coaching Program. And the link is below. Check it out. I offer a 15-minute consultation with that. It's free. It's complimentary. For you to learn more, I get to talk to you. We get to see if we're able to work together, and also and learn much more and see what else is there. The other thing that I do offer is the spiritual 1 hour advice session. Some people just need an advice. Some people just need 1 hour with me, just to get insight, information, an understanding, and I offer that 1 hour of consultation. So you can book that online. The link is below. Hello, Melanie. Namaste. The link is below, and you can click on that and learn more about it. So that's pretty cool. That is amazing. I hope you guys can hear me. I just realized I don't have my mic on. God damn it. Now you can hear me good. All right. Working with new stuff. All right, let's continue. So yeah, some people need an hour and that's it, and some people need more than an hour, right? Need a guide, and so I offer that program as well. And then is the intuitive readings. I do that every single day throughout the day. If you're looking for intuitive readings, insight, different things of that nature, I offer 45-minute, 25-minute, and 55-minute readings. And then I also do a general reading Monday to Friday on YouTube at Najaam Lee. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Najaam Lee. And I do a Monday to Friday general 2-card reading there as well. And I think that's about it for the announcements. That is about it for the announcements. So I look forward to seeing you at the workshop. Sign up for the workshop today. That's the kicker. Meditation is key to your spiritual walk. All right? What else? Oh, I want to make sure that I'm seeing comments or whatever. So you guys will be able to ask me questions after or during as we talk on attachments. And yeah, so welcome. Let's get into it. I am Najaam Lee. I'm a spiritual life coach, health and wellness consultant, artist, intuitive reader, healer. And I love what I do. I love helping others on their path. I love speaking. I love educating when it comes to the spiritual platform. And today we're going to be discussing about attachments. If you'd love to learn more about me, you can go over to najaamlee.com and go onto the homepage, and you can read about me. You can also click on and check out my bio. If you want to know even more about me, you can do that there. Yeah, so attachments. Attachments is a really, really interesting topic. A lot of the great gurus, great teachers, great masters talk about this word attachment. And the Buddha and a lot of the Hindu scriptures have gone in discussing about attachments. And it got me diving into it more from last year and going through a process of detaching and just really understanding what that is. And so I wanted to bring it to you guys because it's also a key to your spiritual walk. Learning what attachment is and understanding why non-attachment is so important in your life, whether you're on a spiritual pathway or not. Really understanding what attachment is and the effects it does in one's life, and how to let go in order to move forward, right? And but we need to understand what attachment is and why it even exists. So hope you have your pen and paper ready so we dive in. So let's begin. All right, so let's look at the word attachment. And I always like to go to the dictionary just to get a basis of what attachment is. So I'm going to turn this down a bit. All right, give me 1 second. All right. So, according to the dictionary, attachment is a strong emotional bond that an infant forms with a caregiver, such as a mother, father, especially when viewed as a basis for normal emotion and social development. Also, the process by which an infant forms an attachment. Let's go a little bit deeper. And I'm going to grab this other link. All right. Okay, so attachment also is something such as a tie, a band, a fastener that attaches from one thing to another, an emotional bond as of affection or loyalty, fond regards, and a feeling that binds one to a person, thing, cause, ideal, or the like, devotion, regards. Okay, so according to the dictionary, it's something of bonding, right? You feel really close to, you feel a part of, and which is something that's natural, because we're going to go deeper into this. When you are a child, when you're born here, right? I think human species is the only one that they are powerless without a mother, father figure to take care of them, some guardian, right? Usually you look in the animal kingdom really quickly after a few weeks, you know, whether it's cats, dogs, monkeys, lions, whatever, giraffes, elephants, you know, at some point after a while, after a few months, they're able to like, all right, I got this, I can handle this, I can go. They leave the nest and they're done. When it comes to a human, no, we take the longest. We take about 18 to 25 years, so-called, is the data. Around 18 to 25 years before we feel secure and confident and able to like go on our own and do what we have to do to take care of ourselves, right? Without our parents there or anything, like we can handle it. And then for some, it's not like that. For some, they can start out early, maybe 14, 15, and they got it. And then there are others who are later on in their years where they, 30, 35, and then they feel like they got it. Everybody's different. There's no judgment. But humans are the species that take the longest before they leave the nest. Okay? And that's real data. So there are build up of attachment, right? So when you are born, you will get attached to the being that is taking care of you, that is guiding you. And those first two gurus are your parents, your mother and your father. Those are the two that will be your first gurus, right? That you will have a bond with, that you feel so attached with, that no matter what they do, what they say, you still are going to love them, care about them, feel emotionally attached to them, want to be there around them constantly, like this bond, no matter what. If someone says something bad about them, you're ready to defend them. You're ready to like take on the world for them. You're ready to please them in every possible way. That is the first attachment. The attachment a child makes is to their guardians, their parental guardians. Okay. And then we can go further into that. So from our family, then it's our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, our cousins, our family unit. There is a bond you will have for many of the members of your family, many of the relatives in your family, that attachment to them, right? No matter what, right? You feel obligated to them no matter what. This can also be for adoptive parents, ones who are adopting a child. That child will feel so attached because they've been missing that love, that compassion, whatever it is, and they receive it. It's like, like white on rice, I'm never going to let go type of feeling, right? There is a sense of I owe you, right? Without you, I wouldn't be here, without your taking care of me, I wouldn't be here. There's a loyalty that sticks. And then the second type of attachment is career, your job identity, right? And we trap into this, which is feeling, when you get a job, there is a sense of gratitude, right? When you first get it, like, especially if you've been looking, and you finally get a job, there's a sense of gratitude. Or you've gone to school, and as soon as you graduated from college and you get your first job, there's a sense of, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Oh my God, whatever I got to do to keep this, I'm going to do it. Right. There's a sense of attaching yourself and being a part of that environment and growing in that. So you'll see people that have such a loyalty that they will stay at that job, even when there are signs of leave to move on to something different, move on to something new. They will actually stay. They will not leave. So you'll see those put in 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30, so forth, right? This dedication. There's this not moving. I'm plugged in. I identify with this. This is all I know. And it's a saying that you'll hear a lot of people say, this is all I know. Engineering, or if you work in whatever career it is, nursing, you work in a warehouse, this is all you know, right? You don't know anything else. This is all you know because you put time, sweat, energy, commitment into that position that it has become you, right? The job identity has become you. And so that's an attachment, right? You can't let that go. So, you walk up to a person, the first thing people like to do is, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do this. My position is I'm a manager of such and such, or I'm the CEO of such and such. I'm the this. I am the, right? That attachment of I to what it is connects. Some people can't shake that. That's who they are. They feel that is who they are. Their life, their everything. Okay. I'm listing out what the different attachments are. Another one is your home, your house. Okay. And this is a big one because this deals with not wanting change, right? Not wanting to expand. There is something about having your own home, or if you're in a home with a family. So for instance, there's one aspect we'll talk about is a child growing up in their childhood home, right? And their parents have kept that home for generations, right? So it was passed down from parent to parent to parent to parent, right? Or child to child to child to child. And there's this sentiment with this attachment that they can't let go. So a child being raised in a parent's home, knowing every crevice, every part of it, and having this attachment, this sentiment to it. So knowing what it smells like, knowing it's the room that they grew up in, you know, how the backyard was, how, you know, the living room was, the kitchen, and how the stove worked and the oven and all this other stuff, like memories, right? It created a lot of memories. And when now there's a shift and you have to move, right? A lot of people will fight not to move, will do anything in their power to not move. And that goes into also in any home that you're in now. You finally got a place. You finally have a place. You decorate it. You put some energy into it. And maybe a year or two later, you got to go. You got to move. Things change. And you feel that the home is your identity. The home is who you are, which is a false identity, right? The home is not who you are. Your home is your shelter, right? For the human form. That's what it is. It protects you from the elements of outside. It protects you and creates safety from outside, right? You're not just opened to outside like that. You have a haven, right, that you can come to. You can rest the body. You can eat. You can watch TV, be entertained. You can, you have family there. There's a comfort. There's a knowing of belonging that is yours. That's a form of attachment as well. The other attachment is our bodies. Our bodies, clothes, fashion. So we'll get into that. And we're all victims of this. We've all been through this. We've all done this, which is believing that the body is being attached to the body is who you are, and it is not. It is a casing that you are using to walk around on this particular planet. You need this particular suit in order to move about on this planet. Why? Because of the certain types of elements, right? How the air is. You need a suit that is able to handle the elements of this earth plane. That's all it is. If you went to Mars, or if you went to Jupiter, or if you went to any other planet in our galaxy, you would need a particular suit to adapt to that particular atmosphere. Simple as that. But what happens is, in our society, we have created a society of, you know what, that particular suit is not a good suit because it's too big, it's too bulky, it's too fat. That suit over there is, more to what we think is perfect, more slim, slender, everything's proportionately right, the hips and the waist and the bust, and we are fighting to attain this particular look. And so we are on this wheel of trying to attach ourselves into this new look, this particular way of presenting our bodies. And that's just so false, but that is an attachment, right? So you have bodybuilders. Why do bodybuilders even exist? Because they have an identity of a look, a certain look that they must have, a certain physique. That is a sign of an attachment. You have models, right, who will starve themselves, who will skip meals, who will, do extra workouts unnecessarily in order to attain the look that they think they need to have in order to achieve some type of success. So we have run from, we have created all these attachments is what I'm trying to say. We have created all these different attachments. So I got to look like this person in this magazine, or I got to look like my friend next door. I don't know how she does it. What does she eat? But I have to have it. And a lack of acceptance of who you are is an attachment. Fashion. Oh, what's on the runway? Oh, this is the look this year. I got to go spend all this money because that is the look this year and I've got to have it. If I don't have it, that's an attachment as well. So an attachment is, we're starting from the outside of claiming that we have to have all these different areas of ourselves on the outside, right? That it's us. This is me. This is me. This is what I identify with, which is a false identity, right? So we come to the mind. The mind creating the thoughts of what you should be thinking on, of attaching yourself with on a consistent basis. Right? So the mind is heavily influenced. The mind is heavily directing and conducting the stage that you are performing on, which is your life, right? And so we allow these different thought processes or mindsets to come in and take over, and allowing us to keep in this cycle of attaching, right? This is who I am. This is who I am. This is so me. This is, no, it's not. It's just something that you may like, but it doesn't make who you are, right? It doesn't make who you are. And so when we look at this, I'm going to pull something up. So the attachment has to do with, we are identifying with our egos, is basically the bottom line. Attachment is creating this entity we call ego. An ego, there's a big ego, small ego, medium size, super size, but it's all ego. And the mind has developed this attachment called ego. So with this ego, we live through, right? And when you live through ego, you are always on the wheel of attaching yourself to all these different things. because you are not satisfied of who you are. You are not accepting of who you are, right? There's something has to be wrong, right? So you are on the wheel of attaching, right? So you may go, you got a shoes last week. Have you worn it? Probably not. But you saw something else and it's like, oh my God, I gotta get that one. So the other shoe you just like totally forgot. It's not that important. But it's because you're on the wheel of attachment that it's always about the next thing. It's always about the next one. It's always about in that direction, right? And you don't get to really see. So it's something that you hear artists say a lot, especially when they start evolving. I can say about music. When their career is starting to take off. In the beginning, it was a hard hustle, right? Just trying to survive, trying to get whatever. But at some point, when it really takes off, they're really starting to get popular. The music is taken. It's on every radio. It's on TV. And now they're being called. Now they got to get on the wheel, so to speak. And so they got to go do interviews. They got to go do shows, right? They're being called to come and perform. They're being called to be on somebody else's music, feature on this, feature on that. Got to go to the next. And they don't have a time to look and see what they have created. Because it's always go, go, go. They are never able to be in a position to actually pause. Because the wheel, that machine, has started and they need to keep going. And that's what's going on. So it's a rat race of catching up. If they will always feel like it's never enough, or they're not ever doing enough, or they're kind of behind and they got to keep this going because you don't know when it's going to end. And when it ends, what am I going to do? And so forth and so forth and so forth. So it's a race of time that they've created, right? They've created this. It's not their team, and everybody else that is around, the audience, the demand for them. So, Australia wants to see them, Canada wants to see them, London, New York. And it's like a race to catch up to these things. So they're not able to look and really enjoy. They're not able to look and really like, oh, wow, we accomplished this. Because the moment they stop and look, they feel like it's going to go away. They feel like, oh my God, no, I got to keep on going. But that's a sign of attachment as well, a form of attaching themselves in that way and never being happy, never being pleased, never being satisfied or content. And you hear them in many of their interviews talk this way of, I still got a lot to do. I still got a lot. And this gravy train of, I got to go, 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 go. That is a form of attachment as well. And so when we start looking within our own lives, we got to look at what are we attached to that is creating these blocks, right? What are we attached to? So we got to go bit by bit. Some people, or I would say a lot of monks, you see Buddhist monks or Hindu monks, will go through a session of meditations and releasing and letting go, right? Of extreme letting go. Like they will do it, focus on it, letting go, and become a living monk, being in a temple or something like that, to really be away from all that, and not so much away, but more of focusing on non-attachment so that they can become the being that they truly are. And that's the whole thing about this. So it's not so much identifying that, I identify with my parents. I think that's one of the craziest things to do, because then we hold on to this identity of when you were a kid and they were at a certain age, and you hold it like they should be like that all the time. Nah, they not to, because they go to change anyway. And a lot of times when they change, you ain't gonna like it. They become a whole different type of human being that you never foresee, and it's almost like you can't relate. Why? Because you're attaching to a moment in time, right? So the best thing is to let that go and not attach. You got to let that image go. And that's like a big practice to do, but it is a practice that we can all attain, of letting go of the identities of people. So like even in a relationship, and I hear this all the time from others, oh, they changed, my partner has changed. Well, the thing is, your partner should be changing. That is common sense. If they do not change, that is so unrealistic. They are supposed to evolve. They are supposed to change, just as you are supposed to change. What the thing needs to be done is to non-attach. Do not attach to when we first met and how they were in the first year and how they were. That is only a moment in time. And a moment in time, yeah, they were like that. It was beautiful. But you know what? People change. People evolve. And nothing is ever to be forever, right? Or to connect forever. It's only for a moment. And if you're able to like not attach in that way of pinning them down to be a certain way, and you release your fingers and allow them to be and become the trueness of who they are, you have a better relationship, because you are expecting them to treat you the same way, of free-flowing, moving, change and growth. But if not, then what happens is this constriction happens and this tie down, and somebody is going to want to break free and leave the whole situation altogether, right? And so attachments creates suffering. That's something that the Buddha spoke on when he was alive, and it's in many of his discourses that I would highly recommend you guys to check out many of his discourses. And one of the books you can look at is called The Four Noble Truths. And The Four Noble Truths is a great book that you can get on Amazon. I think the library has it too, that you can look at. But I know the library that I've gone to here, they have a really great section on Buddhism and a lot of the discourses. And there are great videos online on YouTube that talk about attachments from the Hindu perspective and the Buddhist perspective. But the Buddha spoke on attachments create suffering, which is true. The suffering comes on because we cling on to an identity thinking that people are going to be a certain way all the time, and they're not. Or you're clinging on to a characteristic that you probably fell in love with, but that characteristic is no longer the same way, right? And I know how that is, because you feel like, wow, why are they like that? You have this like thing of why are they acting this way? Why are they being so mean-hearted, mean-spirited, right? Why do they have to be so like not non-understanding and do things? It's almost like they do things to hurt you on purpose, and you look at them and just like have a distaste in your mouth that, wow, they really do things that they really don't care about you. They really don't look at you as if you have feelings too. And a lot of that has to stem from, you know what, how they were before is no longer here anymore, and you just have to step away from that attachment. You got to let it go because they evolved. And now where they are at the present moment, what you can do is reassess and say, do I want to spend and be in that arena with that type of person? No. If that person now, how they are, make you feel like you are not respected, or you are not valuable or worthy, then you remove yourself, because that is no longer the person that they were before is no longer, right? So you remove yourself and you remove that energy and you move forward instead of trying to fight for them to become how they were in that moment of time. That moment of time is gone. That's also thing with job identity, with your career, where you are. Maybe when you graduated from college and you say you wanted to be a nurse, and then maybe 5 years later, you don't have the same feeling. You don't have the same momentum like you did before. Maybe you have something else that you're starting to like. Go with it, because that's something evolving. That's something changing. Maybe you've given what you need to give in that arena of nursing, and now your pathway is moving into a way where, this is something else that I like to do. Let me explore it. But a lot of times people won't explore these new changes because they are afraid of losing what they have, and that's an attachment. So maybe because you're a nurse now, you're making maybe, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year. If you go into, say, becoming, an artist, you're going to lose that security. So maybe it's worth losing that security. Maybe you have to go about it a certain way where you work up a certain amount, put it away in order to follow where your heart or your spirit's pulling you, and not be so attached to what you're doing at the current moment, because there are all these signs. And sometimes when the universe walks in and it's like, okay, look, it's time for you to switch up, and we don't, then we end up maybe a year later, 2 years later, and we're still trying to be a nurse, and we lose the job, right? And so it's like a sign from the universe saying, I told you to let that go 2 years ago and follow this, right? I was trying to prevent you from having to get it like this, and we do that because it's out of fear, right? Out of fear, and our fingers are so deep in, and we're hanging on to it I don't want to lose it. That's a form of attachment. And so it's a practice that we have to work through, and the best practice that the Buddha talks about, and a lot of the other Hindu teachers talk about, is, of course, meditation. Meditation helps you through this, and there are all different types of meditations that you can do, and one of the ones that I like is called loving kindness meditation, and it's actually a type of meditation where you are being loving kindness to yourself, but sometimes it's hard for other people to do. So you look on the outside. So you may look at your daughter, your son, or you may look at someone that you truly love. Maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your wife, whoever that is, and absolutely giving them loving kindness for whatever it is that need. And you're pouring that into them, because when you're pouring that into them, you're actually then pouring it into yourself. And so the other part of that, of attachment, is that when you get into a spacing of non-attachment and knowing that this is not what it really is, and you start to break away from that, a healing really comes in. Hey Melanie, I experienced a similar situation when I went from marketing manager to source fabric manager. Followed the urging from the universe. Awesome. And so I totally agree. Like, so when you start detaching yourself, you see that you begin to start unraveling and getting to the core of who you are. It takes practice, but you start getting to the core of who you are. And that core of who you are, you realize you are everything, right, in this universe. You are everything and you are nothing, because it is just an experience you've chosen to have. That's it. We get so caught up beyond the experience that we think this is what it is, but it's not. It is just an experience. It was great. All right, I'll move on. Next thing, right? Because holding on to something so tightly, we do not allow ourselves to spread our wings and fly. We do not allow ourselves to let go and just flow. We do not allow ourselves to be truly who we are at the core, because allowing our mind, allowing the ego to appear and be like, no, we gotta make this happen. No, this is what it is. I can't understand, like, how come you don't see what I'm trying to show you? The ego will play a lot of mind tricks in order to keep you being attached. And attachment will keep you in suffering. And a suffering will keep you in bondage. So you are not free. You guys got that? So I want to encourage you with this whole thing that we're talking about, is to strive to practice meditation in your life every single day. Like every single day. Utilize this tool of being mindful in your meditation and being mindful in your life in order to create a spacing of healing and a spacing of detaching and becoming non-attached to the outside or the material, the social, the physical, and understand that this is just an experience. That's it. That is it. You know, this will come and this will go. You are here one moment and then you're gone the next. Right? That's how it goes. Okay? There's no like, I'm here forever. That whole thing of people wanting to be young and look young forever does not exist in this particular realm. Right? So that's a form of attachment. You got to let that idea go and be loving, kind to yourself where you are at the moment of where you are, which is now. Right now is what is the most important. Not what happened in the past, not what happened in the future, but what happens right now is the most important way of living and practicing meditation that you'll ever experiencing now. So I want to encourage you to really take on meditation. Check out my workshop for that. But meditation is essential. It's a tool of healing yourself. It's a tool of understanding the true core of who you are. Nobody else, nothing, no social, no book or anything is going to bring that. It's about getting to the core of who you are And then from that point, getting to the realness of who it is that says who I am. Who is it that's saying who I am? Who is it that came here to experience this? Who is that? Or is it even a who? But that contemplation comes through meditation. And so it's something you dedicate yourself to, because you get to a point of practice. And from what I see my gurus get to, it becomes a part of you that this practice is living, right? Living meditation, living in the presence at all time, right? There's no worry. There's no what will, what would, what could, what shall. No. It's just being here. Right? Letting go of what you think and just being here. And that's it. Being here. And that's a beautiful thing. It's the best thing ever. And because it's a part of letting go. You're letting go of these identities that you have plugged into. And like the Matrix, you start unplugging. Unplugging from it, right? Because it has no purpose anymore. Right? So what I have started to do when I started the beginning of this year, and I continue to do it, each week I get rid of something. Pull it out. Right? I'm condensing right now my wardrobe. I've condensed a lot, but I want to condense even more. Right? So I'm at a point where my goal is to have 3 to 5 pieces of clothing, and that's it. Right? 3 to 5. That is the goal. And I've done that. I've thrown out a lot of my shoes because I'm a shoe alcoholic when it comes to shoes. And gotta get rid of them. But I started that part of myself of, do I need this? What is this doing for me? Next, I throw it away. Because those are the questions I'm asking myself. Do I need this? Do I wear it? Is it necessary? If not, it goes in the bag. And I have been putting bags and bags together and little by little throwing out every week or so. I throw out something. Right? It doesn't have to happen overnight. It takes a process. Whatever it is, look at yourself from the outside. Well, the things that you have in your home right now, do you need them? Do you need all of those things? What are you attaching that you feel like, oh, if I let it go, I lose my identity? Am I going to lose my identity with this? So lose your identity and discover the true identity. You know, put yourself through a training. Put yourself through a practice. Put yourself through it. And see where it takes you. Be guided by your higher self. Because that's also a form of meditation and mindfulness. All right, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed that today of attachment, how important meditation is, and how important letting go is, and walking the path of letting go and not attaching, because it's not these things are not necessary, important. You know, when people celebrate holidays, yo, I don't celebrate any holidays like that. Like, I feel like if you're gonna, like, for instance, Valentine, I don't celebrate that. Because I feel like Valentine's should be every day, right? Not a money-making day. It should just be every day. Like, I love you. That's it. You know, I care about you. Great. You know, I show you by however, you know. But, you know, not getting so attached. Like, oh my God, like, I gotta get her something or I gotta get him something, and if I don't, it's not gonna be a good day. They think I'm not gonna care about them, like I forgot about them, you know. Yeah, gotta learn how to travel light, Melanie. Absolutely. Learn how to travel light. It's not so much about paganism. It's more about, because paganism is just an attachment of a word. It's not even about that. You know, we have all these categories, and the categories just keeps dividing and putting you in a box. Like, remove all those boxes. It doesn't matter. Paganism, Christmas, Christian, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The whole point is understanding that none of this thing is important. It's just an identity. Create an identity which creates an attachment. Letting go of that attachment is what's important. Just letting it all go. Just let it go. It doesn't matter. Just let it go. Right? Because when you get back to the point of you coming here, you came here with nothing but an idea or a thought. You didn't bring a book with you. You didn't bring any bags with you. You didn't bring any houses, cars, jewelry, nothing like that. You just came. And you were hoping that the person or the people that you are entering their gateway will look after you. Will teach you some things. Will give you some guidance, something that you can learn. That's it. Some people, they get that, and some people, they don't get that. It's a part of their blueprint. Everyone has their blueprint. But the thing is, just don't attach. Okay, so they didn't give you a life like your friend has. Okay. Let it go. Because what's here is not important as you make it out to believe it is, as you've attached yourself to believe it is. It's not important. You know? When you let all that go, what do you have? Get back to the core. Get back to when you decided to come here. The core. You came here with nothing physical except for the casing that you're using, the suit that you're using. That's it. That's all you brought. Your spirit. That's it. Nothing else. And when you leave, you're doing the same exact thing. So all this, it's just an experience. And then at some point you decide to let go of this because it's no longer of importance and you no longer identify with it. You start to begin, this is like frivolous. This is not, it's not important. And you start ripping the layers, that you get back to the essence of who you are, the true nature of who you are. And I am guiding you back to when you decided to come here. That transaction. And then once you get there and you see Then I want you to go further. Before that transaction, what was going on? Who or what decided on that transaction? And once you get to that, then you go even further. Right? This is all reverse engineering. Going back to the core. So, no more identity of this. This is not nothing. This is not even. Gotta go deeper. It's beautiful. I like it. I like how, the hair is, and, my lips are, and my face. Like, this is cool. But I don't attach to it. Because there's more to me than this. This is just what I'm using. That's all. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Right? So, when you start looking at, okay, let's get rid of, okay, if I wasn't following the time, what would I do? If I didn't follow what time it is, right? 6 o'clock, we did an hour. What would I be doing if I didn't follow time? Let's start from there. If I didn't follow time, what would I do? If time on this earth plane I didn't follow, what would I do? Meditate on that. Hey, Brittany, I appreciate you speaking on this. My stepfather has transitioned over this past Tuesday, and I'm still lost for words. I am so sorry, Brittany. But you know what? That he left like really cool memories, and the casing that he left here was great, and he's on to like a new flight, a new destination of experiences, and whatever he came here to do, he did it, which is awesome. Awesome. Hold that love. That's what's so important, because the experience that you had is what's important. A beautiful experience. No matter what, highs and lows, whatever, the core, that the love of the experience. Awesome. Love you guys. Go and sign up for the meditation workshop. Click the link in my bio or in the description box here. Register, get in, learn how to meditate, and implement it into your life, because it's going to be so much fun, so fantastic, and juicy information as always. And I'm excited. I can't wait to share it with you guys. And we do it face to face. It's going to be amazing, and stuff. So you are so welcome. You are so welcome, Brittany. Thank you, guys. I love you. And I will see you in another video. Have an awesome evening. And have an awesome weekend. I love you guys. Namaste. Nityanda. See you in tutus.